Probably one of the worst cheating stories ever. I feel nothing. I am numb. I decided to finally get this off my chest, even though this happened fairly recently. I am a stay-at-home mother, or at least I was. I had my first child with my partner, a beautiful baby boy, back in May of this year. Our little family also included his daughter from a previous relationship. I took care of her as my own, and she even called me Mommy. I was so excited to finally have a family of my own. I had worked most of my life, including through my entire pregnancy, so being a stay-at-home mother was entirely new to me. In the beginning it was extremely challenging, but eventually I got the hang of it. My partner handled most of the bills and expenses, while I took care of the kids, cleaned the house, made dinner, and packed his lunches for work. He worked overnight shifts, so on top of taking care of the children, it was my job to wake him up for work, which was never easy. Like a child, he would throw fits and yell as I set off alarm after alarm trying to wake him, all while cooking dinner and getting the kids ready for bed. And if he was late, that was my fault too. I will say my partner was mostly faithful with some slip-ups. I would occasionally catch flirty texts to coworkers or old flings. There was even one serious cheating incident just a few weeks before I went into labor. Why did I stay? I do not know. Helplessness. Wanting to keep the family I never had growing up. Maybe. After our son was born, things seemed to get better. He worked hard, got promoted twice in less than a year, brought in more money. His ego soared. I kept doing my part. Cooking, cleaning, packing lunches, waking him for work. One night, I was going through my usual routine, cooking, packing his lunch, then waking him up for work. But something felt off. My intuition screamed at me. I tried to ignore it. I couldn't. That night, after putting the kids to bed, and having my sister keep an eye on them, I went for my usual run through the apartment complex. Then I saw it, his car, parked in a different section of the complex. My heart dropped. Why was his car here? He said he was going to work. I checked my phone. His location was turned off. We had shared locations at his suggestion to prove his loyalty. He came home earlier than usual the next morning. I played clueless. My mind was racing, heart pounding, but I smiled through it. He walked in bearing gifts. I could hardly make eye contact. While he was in the shower, like clockwork, I checked his phone. Text messages between him and a young woman who lived in our building. He told her he was coming over to give her vitamin D. They had just met the day before. My heart shattered. I had woken him up. I had made him lunch. He had looked me in the eyes and told me he was leaving for work. This was betrayal in its purest form. I heard the water stop. I jumped and put his phone back in place. He came out of the shower like nothing had happened, talking to me normally. I acted like nothing was wrong. I even asked him how work had been. He said it was an easy night. I bet it was. Another day passed. It was time for work again. That feeling returned, so this time I checked his phone before he left. And just like before, he was pretending, faking it all over again. So I played along. I made his lunch extra special. I seasoned every dish with more salt than any person could tolerate. I filled his beloved flask with dishwater. I made his precious sandwiches with spit and old fish grace. I kissed him goodbye and told him I loved him, with so much joy in my voice it nearly made me laugh. Later that night, I went for my run. His car was in the same spot. I lost it. I went back upstairs to our apartment. I grabbed every nasty condiment I could find. I decorated his car like it was a carnival of filth. I filled it with trash, the bags he had neglected to take out for weeks, dirty diapers, rotten tissues, moldy food. I blacked out. I do not even remember how long I spent doing it. I just could not wait for him to see the mess I made. It could have been worse. This is just the beginning. This is what happens when you break a person.